is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. During the next 2 hours, the insane Daryl Wayne and I are going to explore some health topics and issues that touch each and every one of us. During the second hour, we'll take a look at the upcoming flu season and about a new test to see if you're going to need an antibiotic or if you just have to suffer through it. We'll also be talking about America's favorite pastime, sex. Yep, we're going to talk about sex for those of us who may be over the age of 40. All right, 45. All right, sex over the age of 50 and beyond. And we're going to start our show today with our friend Lisa Winston. She's got a great new book out. She was kind enough to ask me to write a little promo piece for it, and it's called Your Turning Point. So if you're at a point in your life where you need to change, you're kind of stuck in a rut, Your Turning Point, with a foreword, by the way, by Joe Vitale. I mean, from The Secret, and just, he speaks all over the world. We're going to find out how to break free from a life of limitation and break through to a life of miracles. In fact, when you call Lisa, and I'm not going to give you her number, but when you call and she's not there, she says, open yourself to miracles today, something like that. Lisa is calling us from Texas. Hello, Lisa.
Mark Alyn, I love you. I want to talk about sex over 50.
All right. We can. Yeah. We'll start with that.
All right.
Getting any lately?
Well, let's just say I'm a happy camper. Okay.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yes. How are you? And thank you for having me today. I'm so excited to share about my book today with you and your audience.
Well, we talked numerous times here on the show, and let me give a little background. Lisa is an entertainer. She sings. Do you dance, too?
I don't.
Oh,
no.
Okay. Me neither. I don't sing either. Every now and then I start to, and I get mad.
They get the cane, right?
Yeah, I get the cane from Daryl. She's a talk show host with Robert Clancy on the Mindset Reset TV show, and does a lot of stuff. She's a speaker and more. What's the genesis of the book? Not why you wrote it. What made you say, there's a turning point in my life?
Oh, well, gosh, that's a great question, and there were so many of them. But what really happened to me in the last year and a half, 2 years, it became clear that I didn't have a book before because I actually had to go through the experience of getting to that, getting through those turning points and getting to that miracle space, and then looking back and going, my God, this is a life navigation guide for people who really want to get where they, are destined to go. So for me, it was like I just had to share it with the world because I had such a profound experience, my story of suffering for most of my life. And I'm totally in a different space now. So that's it. Anybody can do it. If I could do it, you can do it too. And I want to share how to do that, how to get to that miracle space and break out of all that other suffering.
A lot of people believe that suffering is just part of life and we're supposed to suffer.
Well, yeah, I'm here to say yes and no is what I'm going to say, because suffering is a tool, it can propel you in a different direction, and it is part of life, Mark. You already know that. I mean, stuff happens, right? And we deal with it and we suffer, but you don't have to stay there. That's the thing. You have different choices. So people can make a different choice and have a different result.
A couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, I was at a service, and the clergy, the rabbi, said, he was talking about the fires here in Southern California and certainly in Northern California. We had a massive shooting in Ventura County. It just hasn't been a great 2 weeks. And his point was we have to have bad so we understand good. Can you relate to that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's like the yin and yang, right? I mean, you can't have positive energy without negative energy. Everything balances itself out. And again, Mark, I have to tell you, the quote-unquote suffering that I went through for all these years. I'm a teacher, so I'm really here to share this news with other people. But unless you suffer, you don't grow. You really don't. If you hope for a life of, like, constant peace and all that, that's great. But really and truly for me, going through those moments, the breast cancer, the wildfire, all that stuff that we've talked about before, really helped me to grow stronger. And, I gained more insights, and I became stronger and connected to my intuition and all that. So, I mean, it's really an opportunity to grow.
I'm thinking of some young people, Jim Morrison, Daryl, jump in with other, Janis Joplin.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
They're all 27.
Right. All 27?
Yeah.
Right? And they skyrocketed almost overnight into fame and fortune.
Yeah.
Freddie Prince, comedian.
Wasn't it Amy Winehouse, too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was she part of that group?
Yeah. And as self-destructive as every other one of them, too.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And my point is that having that instant success, if you will, even though they all work very hard to achieve it, you're suggesting that had they suffered a little bit, maybe they would have lived longer?
Well, that's, I think everybody has a destiny also. We all have a time, we all have a space, and I really believe a lot of those people were very deep, soulful thinkers, and I think that they were here for a time and for a reason. A lot of times, we just don't see the big picture. That's the thing. We have a lot of questions, but in reality, we don't really have answers for everything because we don't really know. I just believe that they gifted us with their talents, and they went through their suffering. And the thing is, again, everybody has a time and a space, but for me, I almost took myself out a couple of times because of the abuse and all the other stuff that I went through. I could have put a gun to my head. I almost did one time, years ago when I was suffering terribly through a divorce, a messy divorce, but I didn't choose to do it. And because I knew there was a greater reason for me to be here. So the whole point is that you can suffer without taking yourself out, and you can actually turn that around. It's a shift in perception.
I guess, the Lord, God, whoever, works in mysterious ways. So that it's like seeing the title of a book, but not being able to read the pages.
Oh, boy. That's profound. Yeah. Well, you have to be ready. I mean, how many things have we done? And then we come back around to it, 10, 20, 30 years later and go, geesh, I knew that. I saw that, but I wasn't ready to receive it. So, again, you have to grow into more to be able to hold more. And, that's a profound insight.
You've coined a term, turning point.
Oh, yeah.
I think of Turning Point as that ballet movie because it is a dance or ballet term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did you come up with that, and what is a turning point?
Well, Joe and I talked about it a lot. There are turning points. I explained it in the book, and that is there's not like one Well, it's explained in the book again. There are some big, profound turning points that actually shift you in the direction faster that you're supposed to go. But turning points can be small and large moments, events, experiences, aha moments, insights, and decisions, right? Because all those things that we do lead us to our next best step, or they lead us back into suffering so we can grow a little more, and then we have another turning point that leads us into our next big step. I think I shared with you, again, the fire and the breast cancer.
Sure.
That was a huge turning point in my life. Making this decision to leave a 15-year relationship after that was another huge turning point. When I met Joe and I interviewed him on my summit, and we developed a very deep, loving, soulful relationship, that was almost 2 years ago. That was a huge turning point. But I made decisions to say yes to those things, and I grew from them, and they moved me forward.
But there are people who suffer all their lives. There are no turning points. Or are there turning points that they just don't see?
Yes. See, this is why I want to get into my book, and I hope you ask me, what are the most important things about, how you can get to a place where you see those? Because everybody has them. It could be, Mark, it could be a decision, right? It can be an insight you get. it's a choice. It doesn't have to be like a giant traumatic. I mean, for me, I needed the universal 2x4, clearly, at one point in my life. But I mean, turning points can come as small moments and small insights as well. So, yes, we have to be aware, though.
I mean, it's like I was in the shower this morning, decided to go from one cable provider to another. That's not what you're talking about.
Well, you never know.
You never know. It
never know. Right?
It is true. Listen.
I mean, I have to. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to share something funny. Even the fact that right before the fires, we had different insurance for our house, and 3 months previous to prior to the fire, we actually changed to a different provider. And because of that, we ended up as poster children on their, magazine for years. We did a commercial, an infomercial. We were covered right away. So that decision was a turning point and led us in a different direction. We could have had a much different outcome. So
we're out of time for this segment. We've got a couple more times together today. We're focusing on Lisa Winston and her brand new book, Your Turning Point. It isn't even out yet, and in pre-sales, it's already an international bestseller. Go to Amazon.com and look up Your Turning Point. It's a great book. You're going to enjoy it. I'm Mark Alyn, along with the insane Daryl Wayne at the controls. We will be back as Late Night Health continues. Be sure to join us at LateNightHealth.com.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. Hope is one of those words that has no synonyms. It just simply is, and it's something that you'll have in your life as long as you want it. You can only lose hope when you choose to let go of it. So why let go? Each day of your life is a blank canvas, and you will always have a choice on how you paint it. It takes courage to take a journey of hope, but it's up to you to take that first step. And it's always accomplished by taking one step at a time. Hope is the greatest beacon you have to help you find your way out of the shadows of darkness, back to the light of a new day.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit GuideToTheSoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on LateNightHealth.com.
The stigma around mental health disorders and suicide is still very strong in our culture. It's an uncomfortable topic for many of us, and yet it's something we can't afford to ignore, according to Dan Shuck, the author of A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups. Last month, the CDC released a study that reports suicide rates went up more than 30% in half the states since 1999. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, takes a new approach to addressing mental illness. The book playfully explores pessimism versus optimism to find balance, manage stress, and enjoy life. The book uses humor to provide an opportunity to determine the fullness of our own glass and how to apply it to our daily lives. Donations from the proceeds of the book will be made to a Glass Half Question fundraising campaign for the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, is available from Amazon.com, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble. For more information, visit www.glasshalfquestion.com.
Late Night Health is proud of our partnership with the EBC, the Evolutionary Business Council. Check them out at ebcouncil.com.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-513-0840. 800-513-0840. 800-513-0840. Call right now. 800-513-0840.
Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. As we wrap up this hour of Late Night Health, we're going to be spending some time with Robert Clancy, Lisa's co-host on the Mindset Reset show, and he's going to talk about gratitude. This is Thanksgiving weekend of 2018, just after Thanksgiving, and I think we should be grateful and thankful. I know I am. My house was saved. My family was saved. Everybody was good, and my heart really goes out to all the people who lost homes and their lives in Ventura County. You were going to say something, Daryl?
No,
You were adjusting me.
So to speak.
So to speak.
Altering his volume on the microphone.
Yes, okay. We're being very clear.
That's correct.
And not explicit. All right.
And I'm not a chiropractor. I am not licensed to adjust people, so there you go.
He adjusts me every week, though. I'll leave that to your vivid imaginations. Let's talk about intuition. You're driving down the street and you get an idea. You're Bubba Gump and you're running, and somebody hands you a T-shirt and you wipe your face on it, and it turns into a smiley face. You're at a convention, and you meet a guy by the name of Robert Clancy who, just knowing him kind of is a turning point in your life. And you intuitively pick up on that.
Yeah.
Talk about intuition.
Oh, God, Mark, that's such a huge topic, but it's so important. I always say there are two things that are absolutely imperative, not just for my book, obviously, but what I teach is that to move through life, we're energy beings. We always, a lot of times when we get ourselves in a predicament, we reach out to be rescued by people and to get answers. But we have all the answers within. We have to learn to trust that and connect to that. So, connecting to your inner wisdom on a really deep level, and then taking inspired action are really the two primary things that get you through life and to success, really. That big.
And I would imagine to good health as well.
Absolutely. I even teach processes where you connect to your body parts because your body is always speaking to you, right? Your emotions stay in organs, and dis-ease is caused a lot of times, unless you, like I said, I always say unless you drink a bottle of Clorox. Most dis-eases are caused by energy being in your organs. So, yes, we are energy beings, and yet we have no clue.
It's true.
Who we are or what the universe is telling us or our body. So, yeah.
We're like that. What was the science fiction movie, Donna Michi and Jessica Tandy and all those, Daryl?
Oh, I forget. Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, where they had found their youth.
Cocoon, that's it.
Yes,
and they were all energy beings.
Yes.
And you're saying that we're just like that. At the same time, knowing that, we all have to go sometime.
Yeah,
okay? Yeah. And so we'd like to be 118, 120, and just go to sleep and not wake up in this realm, if you will. It's still disconcerting. We don't know. Or maybe we do. Maybe we do.
Well, I think our soul knows. And
yes.
For me, it's like, my coach used to say this to me all the time, and I used to get annoyed, but she'd say, life is happening now. Life is happening right now. And it's so true, Mark. I mean, I just lost a couple of dear friends younger than me to cancer. And it just makes me realize that time is short. I don't know how much time I have. So I want to be as connected as I can, and I want to get to whatever it is I'm here to do as quickly as I can so that I can actually do what I'm here to do, make a difference.
How do we know what our purpose is? I mean, can your turning point help us find our purpose?
It absolutely does. Absolutely. And let me tell you, when I was part of coaching programs for years, and I'm not bashing coaching programs, coaching mentoring is imperative and great. But there's a point where, for me, things were stopped up. They weren't moving, and I had done leadership training, all kinds of things to try to find answers. Yet there was a point where I had to stop. My intuition was telling me, stop. You're not going in the right direction. You need to listen to your own inner wisdom. You need to trust what it's telling you and move in a different direction. So there's a point where you get to, and that's when I really moved into my purpose, was when I really stopped and listened and trusted, even though it was scary and unknown, and I started hearing what my inner guidance had to say and where it wanted me to go. And then that's when that whole miracle space opened. Robert, the show, everything just kind of fell in my lap. So, yes, that's absolutely the way to find your life purpose.
And to me, a miracle, and maybe we'll talk about this a little bit more in our next segment, is, miracles are like Moses parting the Red Sea. Moses seeing a bush that's burning and doesn't get consumed. I mean, those are miracles. But are there personal miracles? And we're going to hold off until our next segment with Lisa to talk about miracles and how they can happen to each and every one of us. This show is a miracle. My miracle, my turning point was Daryl. Also, my turning point today was I left my schedule at home in my office. Amazing. Anyway, go to Amazon.com, look up Your Turning Point by Lisa Winston. You'll enjoy it. And right now it's on special 99 cents pre-order. It's a real good deal. All right, Lisa and I and Daryl return as Late Night Health continues. Don't go away.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-809-4655. 800-809-4655. 800-809-4655. That's 800-809-4655.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-806-8527. 800-806-8527. 800-806-8527. That's 800-806-8527. Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Newsflash, the president has changed the tax laws, and now you may be able to pay the IRS less. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, the tax doctor can help you pay the IRS as little as possible allowed by law. There are new tax laws for business owners, the self-employed, even W-2 workers. If you have a back tax problem or a few years of unfilled returns, new help to save you money is now here. Call right now to see how the new tax tax laws can help you. Plus, right now, we'll waive the consultation fee and give you a free tax savings report. Attention business owners, the self-employed, and W-2 workers. Make this free call to the tax doctor now and learn how to take advantage of the new tax laws that may help you pay the IRS less. 800-917-8611. 800-917-8611. 800-917-8611. That's 800-917-8611. The following ad contains shocking material. Listener discretion is advised. Is someone in your family playing a dangerous game of Russian roulette? Over 43,000 people die a year from drug overdose. 120 people a day. 5 people every hour. 1 person every 12 minutes. 88,000 people die every year from alcohol abuse. Over 240 people a day. 10 an hour. 1 person every 6 minutes. Somebody you know may be next. Learn how to help someone you love get away from the drugs, alcohol, and bad influences. With the FMLA, people can take a leave of absence from their job and still keep it. Call now and learn how we can help you. 866-484-9621. 866-484-9621. That's 866-484-9621.
Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. Our guest is Lisa Winston, and she's written a book called Your Turning Point. It's available at Amazon, and you should check it out. Forwards by Dr. Joe Vitale, and Lisa was just saying that in a couple of weeks, maybe for New Year's, just before New Year's, we'll have Joe on along with Lisa. We'll bring Lisa back, and you can help me corral Joe Vitale. All right?
I'll help you.
All right, that'll be great. Coming up in about 20 minutes, Robert Clancy will join us and talk to us about gratitude for Thanksgiving and tell us about being grateful. Right now we're talking about Lisa's book, Your Turning Point, and I wanted to talk about miracles. Miracles, I think, have changed since the days of Moses and the Red Sea. Am I right, wrong, or could we still have a Moses part the Red Sea?
I say yes. I think anything's possible. Joe wrote a book called Anything's Possible. He always reminds me that that's so true. And for me, being in this miracle space, it really is true. It's unbelievable. But I used to think miracles were just for anointed, sacred people, not people like the everyday average person. But they are for everyone. Just saying.
What kind of miracles? I mean, a miracle to me, I'll tell you, I'm thinking, I'm so grateful that my house, I was away last week at a conference, and called my wife, and she said, I can't talk, I'm evacuating the house. Yeah. Mandatory evacuation. I panicked. I know what I really did. Like. Yeah. And yes, you do. And you lost yours. Yes. And in retrospect of a week ago, I am so grateful that there was a miracle. It saved my neighborhood. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Absolutely. It was. And it wasn't, that experience was not meant for you. Absolutely. What I want to remind everybody, your listeners today, is one of the things that shifted me when I had Joe on my summit, 2 years ago or whatever it was. One of the biggest things that shifted me that he said, it was profound, and I got it. Like we hear things, but we don't always get them, He said that everything is a miracle. You are a miracle. Whatever's happening right now in this space is a miracle. There's nothing that's not a miracle apart from this. So that really shifted my perception. And then as far as miracles go, in that miracle space, quote unquote, which is the quantum field, which is everything that is that exists is in it. Things like what happened to me, Robert Clancy calling me one day after we were working on a show together and going, hey, do you want to co-host a show that's going on, out to millions of people in the world? I mean, like literally things just showing up without me even chasing them down and falling in my lap. That's a miracle to me.
It is a miracle. It is a miracle. and I understand that. Yeah, and meeting new people. I met somebody yesterday, and it was, we had an instant connection. We were talking about things we didn't know we knew the same people.
Yeah,
which is, that's, and there's potential there for growth, both spiritual growth, helping others, as well as, making a couple of bucks.
Absolutely.
And so that's
yeah. Yeah, no, I believe that. I mean, I believe you can have these huge miracles. Like for me, I've had big things show up in my life that are unexplainable. I'm in disbelief about the stuff that's been happening for the most part. But like you said, you can meet somebody. That's a miracle. I mean, it doesn't have to be a particular incident. It's really a shift in perception that you are living the miracle, that you are the miracle. You're in a miracle space every day. If this truly is a hologram that we live in, which is what they say in quantum physics and all that, then everything that exists is a miracle. Everything.
Living is a miracle. I mean, it really is. I mean, I know that there's science and all this other stuff, but to me, it's magic. It's like, how am I talking to you? You're 1,800 miles away or so.
Right.
It's magic. I mean, you couldn't explain it to me if you tried, and I don't care. It works, right?
Well, and like you said, we have miracles every day that we don't see. We're always waiting for an event. We're always waiting for, the fairy tale, magic wand, bam, something's going to happen. But like you said, it's really a shift in perception, being open and aware, connected to your intuition, seeing the signs. It's about awareness. It's like being that detective, and that's when all these things start coming to you. The steps for your path, like what's my next step and my next step. The miracles that show up that just pop into your reality without you doing anything. That's a miracle. So it's all this shift in perception and being connected to who you really are. That's where your power lies.
But at the same time, if you don't believe, will they show up anyway?
Well, that's a good question. Yes, they show up all the time, Mark. I truly believe that everybody experiences them. They just don't see it. That's the shift in perception. Like when I was a kid, right, and I went to church, and we saw the baby Jesus, in the manger, and, we heard about all these miracles, and I thought, well, gosh, that stuff isn't for me. I can't get to that. That's like you were talking about, Moses parting the Red Sea, right?
Right.
It's like that's for anointed, sacred people. So that's the kind of ideas that we hold as it really in mass consciousness, because we all grow up with that kind of stuff, and we don't believe in miracles. I found that to be true of myself as well. But there's a whole other spin on that, and I have a whole chapter at the back of the book of Your Turning Point, my experiences, that I think give really great insight for people.
What would you say is the biggest miracle that's happened to Lisa?
I think the biggest miracle for me was saying yes to the stuff that was so hard and not knowing where I was going, trusting in my intuition, my guidance, not having any idea where I was going to land, but literally saying yes. Like, I told you, going back and taking care of my mother, didn't know she was dying, was told to go back, I did. And then miracles started to open up from that space. So really saying yes, trusting, being guided. And then that really created the shift in me that led to those things like, Robert calling me and asking me to, co-host the show and all that kind of stuff. So again, that intuitive part, trusting, being guided, being open and aware, all that, that's what really leads you to that miracle space. So it was for me. I mean, I'm living in a miracle space right now. I can't even believe it. Some days I want to hit my head against the wall, But I had to do the work. It doesn't just fall in your lap. If you're not aware and you're not awake and you're just going through life with these negative beliefs and the negative self-talk, you're going to miss it. You're going to completely miss it.
And what about action? In other words, you want something.
Yeah.
You can't just say, universe, give it to me. You need to work on it.
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to. I always talk about inspired action. You can take action. Like when I was pounding against my coaching business, I was a good coach, but it wasn't where I was supposed to be, and the universe let me know that in a big way eventually. But it was like I was taking action, but I was like doing. It was all about doing. I wasn't being. I was just trying to get to somewhere, and it wasn't working out. So when you take inspired action, again, that's that part. And inspiration comes through intuition and intuitive, guidance, your inner wisdom. So being connected to that and that's where that comes through. So, yeah.
Right. I'm thinking about miracles in my life. My kids are miracles. I know your daughter is a miracle for you, right? Mm-hmm. Who would think that well, I was going to be funny, that a half hour of pleasure can change your life.
A half hour? Well, you're doing good, because it took me a lot less time.
Yeah, well.
And I don't know that it was pleasurable. But anyway, that's a whole other.
No, that's at the end of the show today. We're talking about sex. The miracles that people have and they don't see.
Yeah.
How do they open their eyes to see them?
Well, some people, I love to be in the dark, and I know people personally that just don't want to change. They're afraid. They don't know the way out, and you can't force somebody to change. For me, I knew I was here for a greater purpose, and even though I suffered a lot in my life, I wanted to get to whatever it was that I was here to do. That was me. I've got an inner fire, grit. I keep going. I fall down, I pick myself back up, and I do it. So not everybody wants to do that. But I'll tell you what, it's like being in a dark room and turning on a light. When you have that shift in perception, you see everything in a whole new light. So there's a lot of inner work to be done, but anybody can get there. But again, that's a personal choice.
A lot of people ignore signals, signs, right? That's basically what we're saying. You say in the book that you've been divinely guided. Mm-hmm. And this always, actually it bothers me, because do we have free will? Or are we set on a path and we're going to, A to Z? It may go A, B, D, F, G, but we're always going to get to Z. Yeah,
no, that's a good point. I believe that it's both. We do have free will, absolutely. We choose every day, But divine guidance, again, is that intuitive hit. Sometimes if I need guidance for something, right, I'll just reach out. Like, Joe, let's do this. Our event that we just did not too long ago, Joe and I, the On the Stage event, we had a certain date. We lined everything up, but nothing was lining up. Like, hotels were full. People, couldn't get flights, and this happened, and that didn't happen. And after a while, we were just like, okay, that's a sign to stop. Something's not right. So then we got an intuitive hit. We're going to stop it there, and we're going to pick a different date. And as soon as we did that, we felt alignment. We knew it was happening, and everything happened, and it was a phenomenal event. It's really listening to, there is something that's guiding us that wants to show us the right way to go. We can take detours, too. I mean, it depends, right, on what we want to learn and all that. But it's little stepping stones. It's little bits of information. You can see a bumper sticker on a car or a truck go by with a phrase on it, and it's for you. If you are tapped into it, what is it saying to you? So it's just being aware of all those, those intuitive hits, those next steps to get you where you want to go. And
to kind of clear out the garbage that's in your mind, the spider webs, and clear those out and get them. Did you have fun writing the book?
Oh, my God, Mark. It was the weirdest experience of my life. I lost so many books. I tried to write books over a period of probably 25, 30 years. And then the house burned down, so I lost all my, copies I had saved in computers. But I never got anywhere. I didn't really trust myself as an author. I didn't really know what I was doing. And when Joe and I came together, which was all divinely guided, I mean, he and I had so many crazy things that happened, synchronicities that shouldn't have happened that led us here and there to each other. And he's the one that really helped me start the book. But then I went home, and I ended up writing this book while I was taking care of my dying mother, and after she died, while she died, and all that. It was the strangest thing. I had the most amazing experience during one of the hardest times of my life of being in this miracle space, writing this book, having Robert call me about the show. All these things happened while my mother was dying.
Wow.
So it was a wild ride, and a lot of it is, let's just call it God-breathed. When I look back at a lot of the chapters and I read them, it's like I don't even remember that I wrote them.
Wow.
Something else did. Yeah.
Our guest is Lisa Winston. She'll be back. We'll bring her on with Joe Vitale maybe at the sometime in December. Thank you very much for joining us. Your Turning Point, it is available at Amazon.com. Just check it out. Right now it's on a pre-sale, and you can get it for 99 cents, folks. All right, Lisa, thank you very much. We're going to take some time out. When we come back, Robert Clancy, Lisa's cohort and co-host, will be joining us. Don't go away as Late Night Health continues. Take it away, Daryl.
You're listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. The show continues in a moment.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. It's true there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on all the beaches in our world. Each of those stars has a unique light just like your beautiful soul. Of all the challenges you've faced, you can only be made better for them. Just as all the great masterworks of art have weathered the wrath of time, only to become more revered in their inherent beauty, you too are counted among these masterpieces. It's true, the further that you climb, the further you have to fall. But aren't those incredibly beautiful views worth the risk? Never underestimate what you're capable of. Keep climbing and never look back.
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit GuideToTheSoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on LateNightHealth.com.
The stigma around mental health disorders and suicide is still very strong in our culture. It's an uncomfortable topic for many of us, and yet it's something we can't afford to ignore, according to Dan Shuck, the author of A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups. Last month, the CDC released a study that reports suicide rates went up more than 30% in half the states since 1999. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, takes a new approach to addressing mental illness. The book playfully explores pessimism versus optimism to find balance, manage stress, and enjoy life. The book uses humor to provide an opportunity to determine the fullness of our own glass and how to apply it to our daily lives. Donations from the proceeds of the book will be made to a Glass Half Question fundraising campaign for the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation. A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, a children's book for grown-ups, is available from Amazon.com, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble. For more information, visit www.glasshalfquestion.com.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-513-0840. 800-513-0840. 800-513-0840. Call right now. 800-513-0840.
If you're struggling to pay or haven't been making your student loan payments, listen carefully to this urgent alert. Have you been out of school for 10 or more years and you're still making your student loan payments? Are your student loans past due or even in default? Can't go back to school because of an old student loan problem? We can help you if you qualify. Your student loans can be taken out of default. We can stop the wage garnishments, stop the collection calls, and stop the seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and see if we can help you reduce your student loan payments. One quick 10-minute call could solve them right now. So call the Student Loan Helpline now. 800-419-2201, 800-419-2201, 800-419-2201. That's 800-419-2201. This is a fee-based document preparation service to help you access free government programs. Call for complete details, not available in all states.
Late Night Health continues. I'm Mark Alyn. Coming up in January 2019, I get to spend a day or two, maybe three, with our next guest, and his name, of course, is Robert Clancy. He is the co-host of the Mindset Reset Show, along with our previous guest, Lisa Winston, and her book, Your Turning Point. Robert has a new book out, too, and we'll talk about that as well. Right now, we're going to talk with Robert about gratitude, because this is Thanksgiving weekend, 2018. I know I have a lot to be grateful for. Robert, you have an inspirational message for us?
Yes, so my inspirational message on gratitude is true gratitude is knowing that you've made some positive change in the world. And I am not only grateful to share my show with the previous guest, Lisa, but we both have best-selling books out that are doing just that, sharing some positive message for others. And I was thinking about Thanksgiving because it's pretty profound for our family. A few years ago, we were sitting around the table at one of the Thanksgivings, and we said we never know who's not going to be sitting around here next year. And both my father had passed away and my 18-year-old niece suddenly succumbed to type 1 diabetes and other medical complications while she was at her first semester at college. So they were not around that table, at least in physical form, the following year. So it's a very, reflective time of the year, and you have to really take count of what your blessings are.
Yeah, and it's a difficult time. It can be a difficult time for many people. Family dynamics, for one. Another would be, as you said, missing those who aren't at the table this year. But
yeah, and it can, bring on some stress because you're trying to plan everything and be perfect and have all that. My message is just enjoy. The company is the greatest gift that you have, and sharing those moments and just small smiles and different things that happen, and just go through the holidays. It's not about the real gift is your presence, not the present.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. We were talking with Lisa about miracles, and I think it's a miracle that people get together to celebrate, Thanksgiving, pilgrims, and all of that. I think it's a great time of year. Not overly fond of allspice, but other than allspice, the holiday is a great holiday because it's a great time to come together and to express love and gratitude. And, we're talking about spiritual health this hour on Late Night Health. And I think that's important. It's a reflective time. It's a time to look back and forward.
Yeah, and the reflection is really what you see in your own heart, and reflect on that, because that's really what you bring to that table is not the dish that's there, but what you can dish out in love at that table. And we do this little thing every once in a while. We'll put a little exercise. We'll put inspirational quotes under everybody's plate or some word, and they need to reflect on that. And other times it's to share something positive about someone else that's sitting around the table until everybody gets to share about somebody else. Interesting.
And I think that sitting around the table and knowing that Uncle Joe is not your favorite person, okay, or Uncle Fred or whatever, and reaching out and trying to share love and light with them, while it may be difficult, I think it's and I'm telling everybody this for my benefit, because it's hard to be with people that you may or may not be really overly comfortable with. Am I right?
And the number one person to be comfortable with is yourself in that environment, because that's really what it comes down to, and just being who you are and trusting in that.
Well, there's our signal there to start wrapping up Robert Clancy. Robert, you can find at mindsetresettv.com, mindsetresettv.com, pictures and videos and all kinds of things. Last night I gifted Love's Awakening and also Soul Ciphers to a friend of mine, a new friend of mine, and I appreciate Robert because he's opened up a whole new world to me. Well, I've been in the world. It's now I'm in the universe. Robert, thank you very much. We will talk soon. And for you at home, first hour of Late Night Health is done. We'll be back with hour 2 at latenighthealth.com. Don't go away.
If you're listening to Late Night Health right now, you're part of the growing target of baby boomers we're serving. Hi, I'm Daryl Wayne, producer of Late Night Health, inviting you to join the Late Night Health family. If you have any business targeting the growing boomer market, Late Night Health is the ideal advertising vehicle for you. From vitamins to insurance, alternative health to Western-style medicine, Late Night Health caters to the growing population of those over 40 years old. This vibrant demographic has expendable income to fight aging, purchase travel, take care of aging parents, or just have fun. Find out about the advertising opportunities with Late Night Health. Call us at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308, or email us at info@latenighthealth.com. That's info@latenighthealth.com. Join Late Night Health as we empower people to take charge of their own health care. Call now at 805-391-0308. That's 805-391-0308.
Do you use the expensive blue or yellow pills to charge your sex life? Are you thinking about it? What if we can promise you the same results for less than $3 a pill? If you're paying $20 a pill for the other pills, you're getting taken to the cleaners. Our pills deliver the exact same results for less than $3. You'll save more than $16 a pill for the same results. And right now, radio callers will get 44 blue or yellow pills for $120 with free discreet shipping. You can save more than $700 off pharmacy prices. Charge your sex life now and save a ton of money. Call now and get your 44 pills and save over $700 and qualify for free shipping. Stop overpaying and call right now.
800-809-4655. 800-809-4655. 800-809-4655. That's 800-809-4655.
The latest from the greatest, the best in new music by classic rockers, with your host, the insane Daryl Wayne.
This is Alice Cooper, and if Daryl Wayne is insane, what does that make me? Criminally insane. Stick around to find out.
It is the latest from the greatest. We've had some really good conversations over the 5 years that this program has been going on with some great rock artists and some people from behind the scenes, authors and otherwise producers. Some of those have been captured on the latest for the greatest Volume 1. It's available on Amazon, or if you go to blackstoneaudio.com or Amazon, search for Daryl Wayne, Darrell Wayne.
I'm the Reverend Al Green, and I said Wayne insane.
You've been listening to Late Night Health with Mark Alyn. Join us again next week.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-806-8527. 800-806-8527. 800-806-8527. That's 800-806-8527.